In this video, I would like to share you with Samsung Galaxy S23 FE review. I hope it is very useful for you and it helps you to choose a best phone with your need. I am reviewing the design of Samsung Galaxy S23 FE and provide a conclusion, pros and cons at the end of video. Please enjoy watching the video as following. The Samsung Galaxy S23 FE borrows its design from the Galaxy S23 series, and it can proudly stand among its peers and not look out of place. Even better, with its 6.4-inch display, it fits perfectly between the S23 and the S23 Plus. But the Galaxy S23 FE comes in different colors, ones that really make it stand out of the crowd, and we might as well have the most beautiful among them, the purple one. It's not flashy, but it can be quite eye-catching when sunlight hits it. Beyond purple, there are also mint, cream, graphite, and indigo. There is one thing you won't notice at first, but you will feel right away, how heavy the new Galaxy S23 FE is. It is 209 grams, 32 grams heavier than the Galaxy S21 FE, which is similar in size and thickness. It's also not small, as it's not only heavier but a whisker larger and thicker than the 6.6-inch S22 Plus, which shares most of its hardware. The Galaxy S23 FE is a dual-glass phone with an aluminum, now matte, frame, while the Galaxy S21 FE had a plastic back. Which is a nice upgrade, one that would go unnoticed. The S23 FE uses two flat Gorilla Glass 5 panels, while the old one had a Victus front, which is a downgrade of sorts. Finally, the Galaxy S23 FE is IP68 rated for dust and water resistance, just like any modern Galaxy S smartphone. Let's take a closer look at this new Galaxy now. The front is home to the 6.4-inch Dynamic AMOLED 2X panel with extended 1080p resolution. It has rather thick bezels, but hey, it's not a flagship, is it? At least the punch hole for the selfie camera is rather tiny. The earpiece, which also doubles as one of the speakers, is above the screen, next to the frame, but it's nearly impossible to see with the naked eye. Also invisible is the under-display fingerprint scanner near the bottom. It's quite fast and reliable. The Galaxy S23 FE looks similar to the S23 and S23 Plus, but its frame is matte instead of glossy, and it isn't color-matched to the back panel. This dual-tone design, which is emphasized by the silver camera rings, makes the S23 FE look much more interesting than the regular S23 phones. Indeed, the purple back panel is quite captivating, as we established, but the silver camera rings give it an even nicer look. There are 3 of those, jutting out a bit out of the back. They surround the 12MP ultra-wide camera, the new 50MP primary, and the 8MP 3x telephoto. A single LED flash is around, flush with the back. The frame is made of brushed aluminum and is quite nice on touch, although not that grippy. It is not perfectly flat, just barely curved to make the phone feel and look a bit thinner. There is nothing but antennas on the left side of the Galaxy S23 FE. The volume and power/lock keys are on the right. The top houses one of the microphones and the dual SIM tray. The bottom has 2 microphones, the USB-C port and the second speaker. The Galaxy S23 FE measures 158 by 76.5 by 8.2 mm and weighs 209 grams. This is 2 mm taller, 2 mm wider, and a hair thicker than the S21 FE. It's also 32 grams heavier. The Galaxy S23 FE is a solid smartphone of a strong build and has a classic design spiced up with catchy colors. It is a slippery device, no two ways about that, but it's not as large as most phones, and that is why it's easier to handle and operate with one hand. But it's quite heavy for some reason, which may not be everyone's cup of tea. Long story short, it's a great smartphone with flagship design and water protection, but the screen bezels and 209 grams of weight could be off-putting to some users. Conclusion: the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE name makes little sense, but the phone has every chance of finding its footing when its price settles down. This late Galaxy S22 FE has an attractive dual-glass design, a great OLED screen, capable hardware, consistently good cameras, superb speakers, and flagship software. We did appreciate the dual-glass design, and we are fond of the new colorways. We are not fans of the extra weight and the thicker bezels, though. Even the 6.6-inch 22 Plus is smaller and lighter. Still, the S23 FE retains a classic design, and we think many will like it. The Galaxy S23 FE has a 6.4-inch 120Hz OLED screen with good brightness, sharpness, and HDR10+ streaming. Its punch hole is quite tiny, too. And the screen can be nicely color accurate. And we very much appreciated the louder and better sounding speakers. The camera quality is excellent across the board: main camera, 2x zoom, 3x telephoto, ultra-wide, selfie. This applies for photos and videos, any time of the day. Samsung has been consistent with its quality and processing, and while its punchy colors may not be everyone's cup of tea, they are valued by many. The chipset is quite powerful and still flagship grade, but its GPU stability is far from ideal, and gamers should want to consider something else before deciding on this Galaxy. The battery life, especially when it comes to gaming, is below average, too. Overall, the Galaxy S23 FE is a good all-round smartphone, almost like a flagship killer, even if it's a year late. It's pretty much a hard pass at $600, but at $500 or less, we'd say it's a good deal that makes sense. Pros: beautiful classic design, dual glass, IP68 rated. Fast OLED screen, decent brightness, great color accuracy, HDR10+. Very good stereo speakers. Flagship grade performance. Reliable camera quality across the board. One UI with DeX support, for major Android updates. Cons: it's closer related to S22 than S23, and yet it arrives 18 months after the S22 family. Heavy weight, thick screen bezels. Unimpressive battery life. Strong GPU throttling, chipset fragmentation by regions. Price at launch doesn't make sense. Thank you for watching. See you next videos.